case he goes for some big units that I can irradiate, or even lurkers. By the way, lurkers are terrible against metal zerg. I mean, that's one cool thing about going metal with zerg, or going metal against zerg, is that you can just not worry about lurkers. And I found an opening. He hasn't actually put his creep colonies into sunkens, so my vultures are streamcast, getting some kills here on the drones. This is really fortunate for me, and really unlucky for him not bothering to upgrade any of these creep colonies to sunkens. I guess it's because he realized I'd be stuck in my base, not moving out with vultures and just hanging around with Goliaths. It's a fairly decent assumption, but it turned out to be wrong in this case because I decided to build some vultures. I managed to get a lot of kills there, so very fortunate that happened. So now he's going to be on the defensive. Hopefully he'll be actually upgrading and wasting money on those sunkens now. Just adding some more supply depots, trying to stay in ahead with them. 6 factories now, so that's going to really pour out the units. Going to my third base because I'm going to be running dry on gas shortly, because Goliaths and tanks just cost so much gas to produce. You need that third gas going down if you want to hit the maximum supply with metal, and then I can move out and really cause some damage. And really patting myself on the back at this point for getting some mines down in the locations at the bottom left and the top right, which are absolutely crucial, because if he gets hatcheries all over those locations, then it's going to be very hard for me to put him down with any kind of attack, because if I attack one place, he's going to have heaps of resources. At another situation, I can't really afford to split my army, because zerg armies are really mobile. They can just move in and flank my smallest force, and then move on to my next smallest force and just take me out piecemeal that way. So I really got to be careful with army location. Just adding some more turrets at this point, because I can afford turrets now. The money is just rolling in because my economy has really been bolstered. Getting rid of let's transfer some SCVs over here and start harvesting this third gas. Really good that I've got this up and running. Time to get some more units. Adding a couple of factory shops to get plenty of tanks. Once I've got a critical mass of tanks, those hydralisks are going to be no trouble at all. Sending an overlord to try and scout me. That's a fortunate thing about playing Terran, is you've got comms scanners. You can see what's going on around the map. Zerg has no such luxury. They've got to try and guess what you're up to and send overlords in. But I've got turrets around the perimeter. There's going to be no trouble from that. Sending more vultures out just to try and get some tabs on where my opponent is, how many units he's got. A lot of hydralisks screaming in, so that's just probably the tip of the iceberg. I bet he's got tons of hydralisks. Here are some more hydralisks. He's really got a whole lot of them. Tanks are going to be able to take care of that, but of course Mutalisks are going to be able to snipe the tanks as well. Alright, so just again waiting for a maximum supply here. I'm really shooting upwards in terms of the supply count, but I just want to push out slowly. I don't want him to come and flank me from one side and take out my units, or head in around the eastern side of the map, sorry, the western side of the map, and take out my expansion while I've got the units there. He's got a small pocket of hydralisks, and as you can see, my middle units just rip through those like no trouble at all. What the Zerg has to do is get a large combination of units and spells in if they want to take out my middle army. So just sieging up in a position now where I'm in a position where I'm actually looks like I'm threatening to move out, but also I'm in range to defend my base as well. That's quite important. You got to make the Zerg a bit scared, trying to guess when you're going to push out. I mean, I'm sort of in a threatening position where I might be ready, putting down some mines. So I have an advance warning of any kind of attack running around the sides to flank me. And in reality, I'm actually just waiting for more backup units and getting a fourth base there. I've got Irradiate upgraded for the vessels now. Just taking a scan around to see where the Mutalisks are. Just want to get rid of the Mutalisks, because they can potentially take out some tanks and stuff. And if I Irradiate and if he's not careful with his unit control, the AI of his units will just run past him. Yeah, that's really messy of him. I guess he's not that great a player after all, because he let his units charge after my vessels after they'd cast Irradiate, and that ended up just running into the range of the tanks and getting slaughtered, so he lost a bunch of units there. Very careless of him. I assume he's still got tons more sitting around the map, but that's just bonus for me. It allows me to get to max supply quicker than he is. I'm just going to mine this into the map. It's got some hydralisks here, but they are in range of my tanks, so nothing too much to worry about. I just want to keep that center mine, because rolling out the center of the map means that I can sort of get a better guess as to whereabouts he's going to attack me from. 6 factories still. Might start adding some more factories soon. Getting some more supply depots, of course, just to supply up to 200. He's got a lot of hydralisks down there, so just trying to pick away at him with Irradiate. I haven't really got too much else to do with my vessels. He hasn't decided to build any defilers or ultralisks that I've seen yet. And again, just putting a radiate down over his units and running away with the vessel. Radiate causing him some damage between the two units. Upgrading again, I think I've got +2 weapons and armor, and just trying to get that crucial +3, because when you're at +3, that's just dealing the most damage you possibly can against a Zerg, and really wiping them out with tank splash damage, and it's really effective. Got a 4th base up now, so that's really good. I can spread out my SCVs even more effectively and just really start harvesting the most stuff that I can, and really just getting a massive influx of money. And later on, if I get some map control pushing out of the center, what I'll do is I'll send down some SCVs to the bottom left of the map and try and take some expansions there. And if I can take half of the map, then I'm well and truly in the lead. Because there won't be too much he can do to stop my metal push. He really needs to get a resources and numbers advantage against me if he's going to win against metal. So now I have just about maxed my army. So what I want to do is control group your army effectively, and that's really important. You've got to get tanks into separate groups so that it's an easy matter of just unsieging and sieging groups of tanks. So what I've done is I've just moved my units apart so I can just quickly select the units I want to group. I'm putting 2 groups of tanks on 1 and 2, and another 2 groups of Goliaths on 3 and 4, and then everything else on 5. And if there's some stuff left over, I'll put it on 6. And that way I've got 6 control groups of metal units and a couple of vessels thrown in. So that's very, very powerful. I've got tons of units, and what I want to do is add a few more factories later to support. Now, just getting some scans around to find out where my opponent is, and this is quite crucial. He's got a big pocket of units down to the left-hand southern side of the map, and another group over the side. So he's planning on flanking me, but I'm going to come in faster than he can, and actually put an attack on one of his split prongs of the flank attack. So this is preemptive here by me, just coming in with a massive group of units, and at this point in time, he's got no reinforcements there with his one group of his army. So it looks like a huge number of Hydralisks just being slaughtered there by the tanks. Me taking very few casualties at all, and thanks to grouping up with tanks all in one group and another group of tanks all in one, I can just unsiege very quickly. And I've got some reinforcements back at home. Bit worried that he's going to come in and attack me at home with his other group while I'm moving out, but if he does, then I can hopefully defend with my reinforcements while putting in just a brutal attack with my main force at his base. So just looking to see where his army's going to show up while moving into his choke with my massive maxed Terran army. He's got a lot of Ultralisks there, but I'm not too worried about Ultralisks because they've got tanks. And usually with just Marines, Ultralisks are a real problem, but as you can see, those tanks are just totally face-planting those Ultralisks. They're just slaughtering them. And his units are just disappearing under a big wave of Terran munitions. So with so many tanks, yeah, he's GG'd. He knows that he'd lost the fight completely when he got his army split up. He's just typing to me here that he forgot to build the filers, and fair enough. If you have plague, it really helps against Terran armies like this. But still, with 200 tanks Goliaths, you just totally chew through the enemy like that. So guys, that was a successful run-in with Terran vs Zerg featuring a metal build. My opponent didn't do a very good job at stopping it at all, but there you have it. It succeeded anyway, and hopefully my build was decent. If you can see any things that I did wrong in the actual timing and order of what I did there, give me some feedback. But hope you enjoyed that. On to the next game. See you later.